In this video we are reviewing the first episode of The Walking Dead World Beyond. Wow, now this episode alone gave us so much about the CRM, Rick Grimes, just an overall, just a really good show by the looks of it. Now of course we haven't seen these kids actually go out into the world yet, we haven't seen a whole episode with just the kids. But funnily enough, there isn't actually a lot to hate about this show. There's a lot to love about it, and I did love it. Let's get straight into it, and of course I won't just be reviewing it, I'll be breaking down and explaining things. We found out a lot. Of course, before we begin, make sure you subscribe so you're the first to hear about The Walking Dead and the first to see my videos. And make sure you join the official Discord for the channel. The link is in the description and in the pinned comment. I'll see you there. Now the first thing to talk about here is the CRM. As soon as they landed, the first information we got is that they don't actually reveal where they're from.
Probably a long trip. From wherever it is you're from.
We're quite good at this, wherever we're from.
That's massive. Now, we know we saw in the Rick Grimes movie teaser that it was the city of Philadelphia. That's clear, and yes, it's confirmed they are set there as well. But they're likely in many other places as well. And we know Iris's dad went to New York. And we were so sure that that's where the kids were off to as well, and it would all work out well, they'd find their dad. Elizabeth gave them the map of the state.
Is teaching in a Civic Republic research facility in New York State. This is a coded map, so it doesn't show you where in New York.
And it was all looking good. Maybe she's a friendly character. Maybe there is really a higher power at the CRM and she's just trying to do good. It turned out she was lying. And there's a scene where Iris shows distrust towards Elizabeth in front of the whole community. That's 9,000 people.
I don't trust you. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you're doing.
And after Iris and the kids leave, every single person in that community is killed by Elizabeth and the CRM. That's innocent people killed. 9,000 people were killed. That community is no longer. When I say community in Nebraska, there isn't one now, it's gone. The CRM destroyed it. So whereas we thought they were going to find her dad in New York, because they were looking at a picture of the state that she had given them, it's likely a massive trap, or it's just not going to be safe. It's crazy because out of that whole community that we were talking about in Nebraska, it's just Huck, Felix, and these 4 kids. Now I remember when the trailers were coming out, I was saying Elton would be an issue for the show, you know, because he's got a camera. We know how Althea is with her camera. You know, it was just a sign that this character would put sentimental value into dangerous things and just cause really annoying scenes because of it. But not a single character was annoying. It was just really good. It works so well. Everything about the show just works. Didn't Todd Howard say that about Fallout 76? What's a great way to end the episode as well? Immediately showing us that she's not really friendly, that she's just tricked everyone and she's killed the whole community. Realising that as well as she walked past all the walkers and the burnt people, that she had done that was crazy. From the trailer, I was looking at Iris as this cocky character that was gonna be awful to watch. But it turns out that when she was doing this speech, she was actually really nervous, and that's why she broke down and just had to say the truth. And she has a lot of depth to her character, and it's revealed that when Outbreak Day happened, when the Walker virus happened, when the whole world ended, they call it the day the sky fell. It turns out her mother died, and she was with Hope. Iris's mother was killed by Elton's mother, and Hope killed Elton's mother. So there's already so much conflict that's going to come out of that, and future revelations all winded in within it. Of course, when I say conflict, I don't think Elton's going to be the new villain, but it's going to be heartbreaking when Elton finds that out, and they're going to have to work that out between them. And it's something that I actually want to see, which I didn't think I would going into this show. Like, I actually care about these characters now. I mean, it could get really cringy, but honestly, I don't think it will. Elizabeth mentioned she had a daughter who works for the CRM, who works for the cause.
I have a daughter. She's a bit older than you guys. She's a soldier in the CRM. She's away from me a great deal, and that makes me scared. But then I remember that she's helping to protect the Civic Republic. She's helping us with the alliance of the 3. She's taking that risk to help us eventually bring this world back. And that makes me brave.
And I straight away thought of Isabel in Fear the Walking Dead. She was only in it for an episode, but she met Althea, And that's how we saw the CRM in Fear. I wouldn't be surprised if that was something they used, because it seemed like they were bigging that character up a lot. I wasn't a massive fan of that character, but it's obvious that she was set up to return, and it would be connected to Althea. In Season 5, Episode 5 of Fear, she explained her part. But honestly, she's already loyal to the CRM, so I don't really get how being Elizabeth's daughter would improve that in any way. Now, it's funny because these kids have gone out into the outside, and they're worried about the walkers they'll run into, and just the apocalypse in itself. They're 10 years into it. But they've now got the CRM after them. In fact, they just killed a whole community just to get Iris. So I don't think a character death is actually out of the question. In fact, I think it's really likely closer to the end of this season. And judging by the trailer for the next episode, it actually seems like Felix is under a lot of stress. You hear Huck say you need to rest. And it's because he's determined to get these kids, especially Iris. It's Iris and Hope's dad that saved him. And honestly, if there's 2 seasons of this show and there's a limit to that, I think the strongest, most unpredictable to die will die. That's just what happens when the main characters are so vulnerable. You've got these kids, and then you've got Felix and Huck, and Felix is pretty much the only strongest one that wants to keep going. Of course, you've got Huck, but Felix has that motivation to go and save Iris, and then go and save Iris's dad, because Iris's dad saved him. And remember, we see these characters in tears later on. It seems really happy and bright now, but they're gonna be reduced to tears very soon. And of course, the obvious topic when it comes to World Beyond is Rick Grimes. Now, by the time World Beyond is set, Rick Grimes has been at the CRM for just over 3 years. And from what we've heard, there's a chance that he's either a general for the CRM, which is unlikely if Rick knew what they were doing, or he's working for them, and we've seen what this soldier here, for example, had to do for Elizabeth. They're all killing innocent people at the order of some leader. And the more information we get, especially, of course, after this episode, is, Rick Grimes is 100% being held against his will. There's a chance he's lost his memory, but that wouldn't really affect much, considering the CRM, either way, are going to hold him back. The sketch that Michonne found in her final episode is strange because, of course, Judith is older. Rick last saw her when she was a toddler. It's likely Rick has seen Judith but hasn't been able to act on it. And the same with Michonne. I mean, we've seen what happens to people that see what the CRM are up to and even have the slightest bit of distrust. I think Rick would know that not only would he be punished for trying to reach out to them, but Michonne and Judith would likely be killed immediately.
You don't let anyone in or out. You won't let people communicate with your people. Or vice versa.
The 3 locations that we originally thought were the most important, Nebraska, Philadelphia, and New York, are no longer the main important 3, especially when the community in Nebraska is gone. In fact, the picture that World Beyond is painting for the locations is Nebraska, where we were, and then Portland, and then question mark. They don't reveal where they're from. Now, of course, like I keep saying, Rick's in Philadelphia because we just saw it. It's that simple. We saw him go there. It's likely the CRM are everywhere. And it's crazy to think Nebraska was just wiped out like that. It's not a part of the equation at all. But what did you think of the first episode of World Beyond? Did you like it? Is there something you didn't like about it? And who do you think the first main character death will be? If you enjoyed this video, then make sure you press the like button. It will help me out and it will get this video seen by more people. If you did enjoy it, then make sure you check out my other videos. Check out my latest one for my official full review on The Walking Dead Season 10 finale. I also break down and explain some things and talk about some things you might have missed. And how do I think The Walking Dead will end? Watch this video to find out. And of course, make sure you subscribe so you're the first to hear about The Walking Dead and the first to see my videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.